Hey guys, welcome to Godly Garden and Homestead. I'm Christina. I'm a gardener, I'm an herbalist, and I am a future homesteader in Virginia in Zone 7B. Now, today we have a lot of stuff going on. We have been doing a lot inside the house lately since it's freezing cold outside. All of our garden beds are covered with frost cloth. We've taken them off for a few days when it rained and it was warm outside. It got into the 60s, like the mid 60s the other day. And I was so excited to take the frost cloth off and to see my babies. And most of them are looking pretty good. Now, some of them look a little sad. So I put a little fertilizer on them and we shall see how they're doing. I did not do the liquid Alaska fish farm. What I did, Alaska fish fertilizer. I always say fish farm because I'm Fox Farm, Fish Farm. I did not have any more fish fertilizer. So what I did is I put granular fertilizer on there so it can slowly break down. So we'll see about that because I know once it gets really cold, the ground starts to freeze up and that's when we stop fertilizing. But I wanted to give my plants a little bit of boost because they need it. They definitely need it. And it's getting cold and everything's moving so slow. So we don't have anything to do outside anymore. So we're inside doing all of our orders, all of the things that people have requested. And today we are working on some presents that we are creating for Christmas. We are making some boxes filled with some medicinal goodies that I will be sending off to some of my friends and loved ones. We are going to be canning up our herb infused honey cough syrup that we made a few weeks ago. We also have our fire cider that we made a few weeks ago that we need to decant and bottle up. And we are going to be making some body butters, some whipped body butters. I'm so excited about that. This is my second or third time making body butters, and I made them and I gave them out to some friends and some family, and they loved it. So that's what we're going to be making. We're going to be making some whipped body butters to put in our baskets to send off to our friends. We also I've made some teas. I didn't do that on camera because I've already showed you guys how I made tea blends. So I'll show you the different tea blends that I made, but we won't go through the steps of that. Oh, and we'll also be making some bath salts. I thought about doing some bath scrubs, but I decided not to do that. So what I'm going to do is make little sachets. I want to say sachets. I don't know if it's sachets or sachets. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I'm going to be making some bath salts. And it's going to have bath salts, some herbs in there. It's going to have some oils in there so we can send to our friends so they can have a nice, relaxing bath when they need it. That is another hit that my friends and family love as well. So what we need to do, we're going to get our whipped body butters together first. Now, the last time I made this, I infused my own oil because it calls for butters, but it also calls for some type of oil like extra virgin olive oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, whatever type of oil that you want to use. We usually infuse it. So we will take our oil and we will infuse it with herbs and let it sit for some weeks. Last time we did extra virgin olive oil with some lavender and we made some whipped body butter. And I actually have some left over right here, which I don't like this jar that I put it in. So what I'm going to do is melt this down in our water and I am going to jar this up in another jar, which will probably be this jar right here that I have some leftover whipped butter in right there. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to decant our fire cider and all of that stuff. So we're standing here at the stove right now because the first thing that I want to do is I want to get my jars that need the contents to be loosened melted, whatever. I want to get that in the water to loosen those things up, to get that started. And then we're going to start on making our whips for our body butter. So one thing that I want to do is the whipped body butter that I had made previously, I believe sometime either at the beginning of this year or last year. I should have put the date on it, but I usually don't because it goes by so fast. And so what I have is, let me show you. So what I have is I have two pots. This pot right here, it's on low. Let's put it on between low and medium. So we're going to put our whipped body butter in here, and then we're just going to let this melt down, so then we can put this in another jar. We also have our honey infused cough syrup. If you remember us making this last month, we need, it's been upside down like this most of the day. So now we're turning it back this way. But we also need to loosen up the honey a little bit so that we can decant and we can get the strain the honey from the herbs so we can jar this up. So we're going to put this in our water as well. Just, oh no. We might need to do that separately because that's falling over because that's in there. I'm actually more concerned about getting this honey done first. So let's do the honey first. The next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and start melting our butters down. And so I have some mango butter. Now, sometimes I will order this on Amazon from specific places, but I was in a time crunch, and so I went to Hobby Lobby, and I've used some of their butters before. They have a whole section of butters and essential oils and candle wax, all of those things, so you can make your goods. So we have some mango butter. We also have some shea butter, and we have some sweet almond oil. Now, since this is oil, we're not going to add this in. This would be our oil that we infused if we had infused it. So since we haven't infused it, we are going to add essential oil in it to give it a smell. And I haven't decided which oil that I'm going to use for the butter, but I've found this peach mango. I found this peach mango essential oils from Hobby Lobby. So we might use this. Oh, that smells good. That smells really, really good. The other ones that I have some peppermint. I was thinking maybe doing like a small little sample size of like a peppermint one for the holidays. I also have some Yang Lang. Now this, yeah, Yang Lang Lang, Yang Lang. This smells good, but I don't know if I would want this on my body as a whole body butter lotion type of thing. And then of course we have the lavender, and I think because I'm going to do lavender and chamomile and rose bath salt, I don't think I'm going to do the lavender because I have some whipped lavender body butter, and it's just, I don't know. Too much of it, it just gives this uh medicinal chemical smell, and I just don't really like it. So the first thing we need to do is melt down our butters. So we have our mango butter. Now I will say that there are some edible mango and shea butter. Shea butter is edible, and there are some mango butters that are edible, but this is for external use only. So these ones are not edible. So we are going to melt them down together. So what we have is a double broiler action going on right here. We just have a pot with some water in it, and we have a glass bowl on top of it. You're just going to put our butters in here, get them nice and melted down. We don't want it to boil or anything. We just want it nice and melted. Okay, so that's our mango butter. And this is our shea butter right here. Now, if you do this, make sure you're using separate things that you eat from, that you use for cooking. You don't want to be cross-contaminating stuff that's not edible with your cooking utensils. All right, now that's going to take a while to melt down and mix together. And then once this melts down, then we will add our sweet almond oil, and then we'll add some essential oil. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the peach mango. I really like the smell of that. While we have our butters melted down, what we're going to do next is work on our fire cider. So if you did catch our video, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, I'm not sure. But if you did catch our fire cider video, if you did not catch our fire cider video, go back and watch our fire cider video so you can have the basics of how to make an oxymel fire cider. And we say oxymel because our fire cider is mixed with honey, which is an ancient remedy that has been used for a very long time, where you mix acid and honey together and it just gives this powerful potency for medicinal healing properties. So what we need to do is we need to bottle up our fire ciders, and we have 5 fire ciders. They're all the same thing. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is pour them all in the same type of container and then bottle them up that way. So let's get to that. Change of plans. Before I even got all of my stuff situated to go ahead and start bottling up our fire cider, I looked over and our butter had melted. So I went ahead and I mixed in some of the sweet almond oil. So what we're going to do now is take it off the stove. We're going to take it off the stove and just stir it up a little bit more. You can keep stirring, baby. Okay. While she is stirring that, I'm just going to go ahead and put some of the essential oil in here. So I stir it like this. And let me smell it. I smell it? Mm-hmm. Oh, that smells good. Get my hair on it. I actually think so. There was 8 ounces of mango butter, 8 ounces of shea butter. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just add the whole thing of sweet almond oil in here. Dang it. Now that I think about that, I shouldn't have done that. I needed some of that. It's already mixed. Oh well. So once everything is all mixed together, what we're going to want to do is take the bowl off of the pot, set it aside for a little bit, let it cool down, and then we're going to want to put it in the refrigerator. We're going to put it in the refrigerator for about 1 to 2 hours, or until the outer edges are hard and solidified, and the inside is a little still liquidy. And then what we are going to do is we are going to use our mixer and we are going to mix it into a whip form. So as this is sitting down cooling, now let's check on our honey, because we want our honey not hot, because we don't want to boil out. We don't want to heat up all the medicinal properties in here. And I got this on low, so that's getting pretty hot. Let's see. If it's moving around better. Okay, it is. We're just gonna put it down on low and leave that in there so we can strain and bottle up our fire cider. So we're gonna let our oil cool down, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator. In the meantime, let's go and bottle up our fire ciders. We have our 5 fire ciders, our Oxymel fire ciders that we made back on the 11th of November. It is now the 11th of December, so it has been 4 weeks, and now we are going to strain and bottle them up. They all have the same thing in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our little Christmas bowl because we are super festive this year. We're going to use our strainer, and then we have a big bowl that we are going to use to put all of our scraps. And I don't want to say scraps, but all of the vegetables and the herbs and all of that stuff is going to go in this bowl, and we are either going to compost it or we're going to make something out of it. I did find a recipe that uses the fire cider scraps to make some type of chutney. So we may look into making that. So what we are going to do, oh, and then we also have our funnel and our bottles that we are going to use for our fire ciders, that we're going to pour our fire ciders in. Now, this is probably not going to be enough, but that's what I found at Hobby Lobby. Those are the ones I like the best. They did have some amber colored bottles, but they were way too small, so I went with those. That'll be the easiest, and whatever we have left over, we'll probably jar back into these jars or another jar, or find something else to do with it. So we are just going to take our lids off, and it's so good that we have our, hold on baby, we're gonna do one at a time. So good that we actually put our wax paper around this, because you can see some rust trying to come through. There's moisture all in there, but none of that got into our fire cider. So we're just going to pour all of that in there like that. Get our bowl right here. Dump our contents in there just like that. Oh my gosh, it's so strong, but it smells so good.
Oh,
All right. You want to pour this one?
sure.
Slowly.
Oh, got my hands. Can I lick it?
Yeah, it's strong and spicy.
Let me get some water.
I'm just gonna push any extra juices out of here. This right here is already going to fill up our jar, our bottle. So let's go ahead and don't open that one yet. Let's go ahead and bottle this up. Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah.
That looks so good. Hold on, baby. All right, let's go ahead and label this our fire cider in the day the month and the year that we made it. And we can store this in a cool, dark place. If you want, you can put it in your refrigerator. It's just going to be subjected to the light. Every time you open the refrigerator door, it's going to be subjected to the light. And when light, whether it's sunlight, artificial light, whatever it is, meets the medicinal herbs, it breaks it down faster. So I store this in my pantry. One thing that I wanted to do that I did not mention, we put honey in the fire cider when we made it, but I also wanted to top it off with honey once I strained it, but I ran out of honey. So yeah. And the only honey that we have left is the honey for our cough syrup, and I don't really want to mix that because I'm not going to have a lot of that. So next, let's go ahead and do our next bottle.
What are we going to do with the rest though?
We're going to bottle that up too. Just if you're curious, this is an 8-ounce jar, and this one is 17. This one is 17 ounces. So let's find something else to put the rest of this fire cider in. Our next bottle that we're going to use is just an old liquor bottle that we have cleaned and washed out. And it's actually a local made liquor that's made about 20-30 minutes from where we live. And they sell it at our liquor store. I gotta sniff test it all. Okay. You want to taste a piece? It's like, no, I do not.
I don't like fire cider that much.
It's too spicy for you?
No. No. You put too much nasty stuff in it.
It's got too much nasty stuff in it?
Yeah.
All of this nasty stuff is actually good for you.
Look, there's oranges.
Mm-hmm. Two more. Oh, these are on tight. I think what I'm going to do is the last bit is going to go in one of these, one of the mason jars. Can you hold this?
Sure can.
Thank you. Hold it tight. This one is packed. This one has a lot of orange in it. I can smell the orange. Let's squeeze some of that orange out. That smells really, really good. It smells good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
for the people that are getting a batch of this, theirs will have another label on it to tell them everything that is in there.
Last one.
Last one. You gonna pour this one?
Yeah.
Okay. You got it?
Yep.
Both hands. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slowly. Slowly. All right, and let's bottle up the rest of what we have. And there we go. And since all we have are our metal lids, I'm going to put more wax paper back on this. And there we have it. We started out with 5 16-ounce jars of the fire cider with all of our herbs and our vegetable and our fruit in it. We strained them and we ended up with 1 16-ounce jar, a 8-ounce bottle, a 17-ounce bottle, and I found that I haven't cleaned this one. I haven't pulled the paper off of this one and cleaned this yet, so I know that this is the same as this. So this is 750 milliliters, which is roughly a little over 24 ounces. So we ended up with 65 fluid ounces. So we started off with 5 jars, which would have been 80 ounces, 80 fluid ounces, but we packed it with the fruits, the vegetables, and all of that stuff. So we didn't get the full 16 ounces of liquid, but we ended up with 65 out of the 80 of fluid ounces. I think I said 65, 60 something. We ended up with 60 some fluid ounces 65 of the fire cider. We're going to put those in the back of our pantry and use them as needed. But before we do that, I want to do a little taste test of it. Destiny says, Sure. Destiny doesn't want to do a taste test. I'm just going to taste test this one. I'm going to shake it up a little bit.
Fine, I'll do it.
You will?
Yeah.
Okay. Get our spoon.
Tastes like? Does it taste a little different?
No, it tastes good. It has a little kick in the front, but also a little kick in the back. It's not as strong as I thought it was going to be, and it's probably because I've been taking the fire cider that I made last year, so it's gotten stronger as it's been sitting in the pantry. So I think that isn't as strong, so it's just like, okay, kind of mellowed out a little bit. You want to try a little bit?
Sure.
You didn't even get to taste it. You didn't even taste it, really. Let me see if I can find one of these oranges. I couldn't tell the orange from the lemon. Okay, let's taste. I'm going to taste a piece of this orange. Wow.
Can I try?
Wow.
Can I try?
Sure. Ooh. No, bite right here.
Mmm.
Ooh. Woo. That is something. That is strong.
Mmm.
That is strong. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our fire cider in the pantry. So next we have our honey infused cough syrup. If you remember, we made this back at the beginning of November. This has had the Nate's organic honey in it, as opposed to our fire cider, which had that local honey that we found in a local garden center. This also has mullein leaf, lemon thyme, marshmallow root, slippery elm bark, and wild cherry bark. And if you want to know what any of those things do for you medicinally, you'll have to go back and watch our video on our honey cough syrup. So we've had this on the stove in some warm water, just warming up the honey to loosen it up a little bit. So now what we're going to do is strain the honey into our jar. Well, into our bowl. We're going to let this just sit as it slowly drains down. We're just going to let that sit there. We've already got some in here. I found this cute little 6-ounce bottle at Hobby Lobby. So the honey that we do have now, we're going to go ahead and bottle this up. This is going to be so good. If you remember, we used 32 ounces of honey to make this cough syrup. A lot of the honey was absorbed by all of the herbs. So don't expect to get 32 ounces of honey back. That's just not going to happen. All right, hold on, Destiny. That's just not going to happen. Let's put this over here. Pour this in here. We've got almost, if you can see, almost 6 ounces of honey. I still have more. I still have more in here. And there we have our 6-ounce jar filled. Clean the rim off. Put the lid on this, and we're going to keep this in our pantry as well. This is our 4-ounce bottle. So out of the 32 ounces of honey that we started off with before we added all of our herbs, we now ended up with, we have 1 6-ounce bottle, and then we have a little over a half of a 4-ounce bottle. Now we can check on our body butter. I'm pretty sure that's not done, but what we will do in the meantime is work on our bath salts. Our butter is still liquid. I went ahead and put our whipped butter that was already whipped in a pot. Set the jar in some warm water to melt this down. Now that it's melted down, I'm going to pour this out of here, and then I'm going to let this solidify in another bowl as well, so then I can re-whip this and put this in something different, because there was no way. When it was filled up, it was easy to get to, but just thinking about it, yeah, I should have put it in something different. So I do have these that I'm going to put some in. I also have some smaller ones. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in a bowl, so then we can whip this up once it solidifies. We are back. It has been over an hour, maybe close to 2 hours since we put our body butter in the refrigerator, and it has solidified. It smells so good. Oh, I'm so glad I went with the peach mango. It smells really, really good. And the butter that I had in the glass jar, I went ahead, melted that down, and then put that in this tub. So what we need to do now is whip it. Oh my goodness. What's up, y'all? So my husband's home from work. Body butter. So I got this.
Scratch it, scratch it style. Scratch it, scratch it.
I don't even know what that means. Okay, so I got this full immersion blender from Hobby Lobby. It was $15. So we're gonna use this to blend up our body butter. We are going to whip this up until it turns into a whip form. Look at that. It looks like some, oh my goodness, it's about to be so amazing. It looks like some icing, and that's what we want. So now we have our pastry bag, and we're just going to sit it in something so we can fill up our pastry bag. We're going to get our scissors and cut the tip of our pastry bag. We are going to get our jar that we're going to use, and if I can open this, and pipe our body butter in here. Ooh. Oh, my skin feels so soft. I love this. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill the rest of these up, and then we'll come back and label them. We are back. It is a whole nother day. We did a lot yesterday. I bottled up the body butters. Now we need to make our bath salts. I was about to say bath scrubs, and I was going to do a scrub, like a sugar scrub, but I decided to just go with the bath salts. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some Epsom salt, which is going to be good for soaking, for aches, pains. This is fragrance free. So we're going to add a little bit of fragrance to it, which is probably going to be peppermint. We'll probably put a little bit of peppermint in there for, the holidays, a little bit of festivity. Peppermint is definitely a good scent, but also peppermint has medicinal properties that are good for joint pain and stuff like that. So we're going to use Epsom salt. Another thing we could also use is Dead Sea salt mixed with that, but I don't have any of that. So what we're going to do is pour our Epsom salt in a bowl. Let's break up this. All right, so we have our Epsom salt. We're going to add some rose petals. Rose petals are going to be nourishing for the skin. Also going to add some other good medicinal properties. And I'm just eyeballing this. We're doing the folk method. We're not really measuring. We're going to add some chamomile. Chamomile is also good for the skin. It's also good to help relax the body. A lot of people drink chamomile tea right before bed. And we have some lavender. Lavender is also a good herb for bedtime. So with that, we're going to add a couple of drops of our peppermint essential oil. Again, we're just going to eyeball that. Just add a few drops in there. And then I have melted down some coconut oil. So we're going to put some coconut oil in there. And that also has its own medicinal properties. And it's going to help soothe the skin. This is going to come out really amazing. I'm just going to mix this up. Oh, this smells really, really good. Now, when I first started making these, I would just put them in glass jars. This is plastic, but I would put them in some type of glass jar and then just sprinkle it in my tub. But I noticed it started to clog my tub up. So what I decided to do is put them in little sachets. Here we go again, sachets. And then just put them in the tub that way. What you also can do, depending on what your tub looks like, you can tie these around the faucet. So as the water is running, the bath salts are dissolving and all of that stuff. But normally I just drop these into the bath whenever I take a bath. This is what we are looking like. And all we're going to do is take our little sachets right here and put a couple of spoonfuls in here, just like that. And then we'll tie it up. And I'll probably put them in this container like this and label them, since I am going to be shipping this off. I think 3 scoops is good. This is a great gift idea. I love it. And I think I can fit 3 in here, so I think I'm going to do 3. Okay. And then we have 3 in there. And we'll just put our lid on just like that. And then I will label this. I'll make some more of those in a little bit, but what I want to do is show you exactly how I plan on bagging this up and shipping it off to my friends. We're going to get our box together of what we're going to ship off. So the first thing that we're going to do, I didn't even label this. So let me go ahead and label this. And this is, we have our bath salts right here. So we're just going to put that in our box. We have our peach mango body butter in there. And we are going to put in some elderberry syrup. This is the elderberry syrup that we made in one of our last videos. We just put it in a dropper bottle. And our fire cider, which we had bottled up the other day, well, yesterday, our fire cider. So we're going to put that in there as well. And we have some little chocolates also in here. And I'm gonna write my card. Oh, hold on. I'm forgetting a bunch. I'm forgetting my tea. We have our immunity boosting tea. I need to come up with a better way to package the teas, because I want to have like a box of them so I can do a variety and they're all in the box, but I don't have any type of paper covering for the actual tea bags. So I put them in these cute little gingerbread bags for Christmas, but I have to come up with a better way to package them. So we have some energy tea, sleep tea. So we're going to put our 3 different tea blends in here as well. Let's see how we want to package that. Maybe we'll put them back here like this. Yeah, I like that. We have some kisses in here, some Ghirardelli chocolate, and some Lindor chocolate in here as well. I'm just going to put my card in here, just like that. And now I'm going to get my bag. I ordered these bags from Amazon. And if you're interested, even though by the time you see this, Christmas is going to be over. But they have different colors and different things for different occasions. So it comes with 6 boxes, 6 bags, and 6 bows. All right. And literally all we do is take this right here, open it up, and just pull this string, and it turns into this cute little bow. Correctly by myself. There we go. Just pull it down the ribbon. Curl my ribbon up. And there we have it, our first Christmas bag with our elderberry syrup. We have some fire cider in there. We have our homemade teas. We have our homemade body butter and our homemade bath salts with our little chocolates in there. I think this is going to be such a cute gift. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, you can go out and buy things and people will appreciate it. But to me, there's nothing like putting in the time and the effort of actually making something. So I'm excited about that. So I'm going to pray over this, and then I will make the rest of the bags, the rest of the baskets, and then that'll be it. So, Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you right now for the opportunity to have people that I can share my gifts and my talents with. Literally and physically, metaphorically, gifts. So I thank you, Heavenly Father. I ask and pray for safe travels for all of the packages, all of the gifts that are being shipped and delivered throughout the entire world. I pray that they get to all of their destinations safely, Heavenly Father, so that everyone's loved ones can receive the love that they sent to them through the mail. I pray that these medicinal products that I made, I pray that they are put to good use, that they help to heal and to bring peace and joy to those lives I'm sending this to. I just thank you. I thank you for the people that you have placed in my life. And I thank you for my friends who are here with me today. In your name, I pray, Jesus. Amen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of these. I am going to box these up and I'm going to ship them off. I'm likely going to use one of these reused Amazon boxes that I have, and I have a whole bunch of tissue paper that I'm going to add in that too, so I can ship them off. I have them going, one is going a few states away and one is going across the country. So yeah, I need to get that done, ship that off. And I have a new friend that I met in one of my garden groups that is a new gardener, I believe. And she was asking about seeds. And I told her that I had plenty of seeds and for her to send me her address and I will send her some seeds. So I'm also going to box that up today and I'm going to mail her off some seeds as well. I also have some little sample jars. I think they're really actually used for like lip balm and stuff like that. But I'm going to fill that with some body butter and give them to some people as testers as well. So that is the plan for today. We have this boxed up. We need to get the rest of that done and ship this stuff off so it can be where it needs to be in time for Christmas. So thank you so much for joining me today. I pray that you got something helpful and useful from this video. If you did and you did like this video, please like this video. Make sure that you comment and subscribe if you can. It's just a blessing for my family and myself to be able to share the things that we are learning and that is helping us, because things are getting expensive out here. And if we can make our own butters, if we can make our own bath salts, our own teas, our own herbal remedies, it's an amazing thing. So let's share what we're learning with one another and grow together. So again, thank you for joining us on Godly Garden and Homestead, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.